Alright, so who would like to attempt to recap what happened last time? Wrong map. There we go. And since he's not showing up, we'll do that later. Alrighty. So yes, you guys discovered an ambush site following the trail of a merchant that you guys said you would help him deliver his goods. You found his cart ransacked by goblins, his horses slain, and an empty map case. Following the goblins' trail, you found a cave where they were hiding out, where you guys are now currently. Yep. Okay, so I have taken you out of initiative. There is still one wolf left alive, but he's chained up and very frightened, so he will not be bothering you. Maylene, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick. Alrighty. Constantly switching layers. Alrighty. Let me just pull up the description here. Alrighty. So the stream passage continues up beyond another set of uneven steps ahead, bending eastward as it goes, and a waterfall sound from a larger cavern somewhere ahead of you. Make a perception check. Yep, nope. You look up there, looking for something to be on the other end of the bridge, and for a split second, you don't even think there's a bridge up there. But that's silly. That's silly. You know you were looking up there for something. Maybe. Alright. And stop right there. So as you guys move forward, the passage is suddenly filled with a mighty roar as a huge surge of rushing water pours down from above. And I need everyone to make me a strength. Yeah, a strength save. And Michi, you are rolling all of your rolls privately. Please make sure you set those to public. There you go. Alright, so Owen and Michi, you guys are swept up in these waters as you guys are. Why can I not select your tokens? Why can I not select your token? Yes, but I'm the GM. I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. So yeah. So Owen and Michi, you guys get swept up in the water and fall all the way back down here. And you each take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you're forced down this hallway. And Matthew, make a perception check real quick. Yeah. Okay. You can choose to do one more thing. Yeah, you can do that. Do you have any spell slots left? Oh yeah, you do. Okay. Okay. And so as you cast Healing Word, you hear the roar of water again as even more water floods the hallway coming down towards you, and I need you to make me another strength save. And unfortunately, you two are also washed down the river. And take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, wow. 1, 3. Okay, so would you like to step away from the cave a safe distance and try to take a long rest before trying again? Okay. So you guys travel about a mile or so down the road and attempt to take a long rest. Real quick, one of you make a perception check. I don't really care which one. Okay. So, so you spend the next 8 hours resting, getting your stuff together, because clearly shit is not going your way. And you successfully take a long rest. So you guys get all your hit points and spell slots and such back. Yep. And any resources you may have spent as well. Yes. And this time, as you guys go to cross the river, you notice another goblin sitting in the little post here on the side, and he notices you as well. You want to try to talk to him? Okay. What do you say? Let's see. The goblin turns to you, and in goblin, just starts yelling at you. This is Goblin Hideout. You go now, bad intruders. And you see, he draws his bow and he's aiming it straight at you. Alrighty. So. Alrighty, and that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. Alright. As you chuck this dart, you just hit him square in the chest. Straight through the flimsy leather armor that he's wearing. Anything else for your turn? Have you used all of your movement? Then yes. You can continue to move so long as you still have movement left. Yep. And that'll bring us to Glint. And that hits. Go ahead, roll for damage. As you just fling this crossbow bolt straight through this goblin's skull, and he's no longer alive. He is committed unalive. Mission accomplished. Sure. Roll me investigation. Investigation should have been right below insight. So, this goblin's got this funny looking sword on him, some crappy looking bow, and, he does have a small wooden shield on him, though. Okay. Roll perception. Okay. Both of y'all roll perception. Okay. So, Owen, you look up there, and this time you're 100% sure there is indeed a bridge up there. But this time, you're also fairly certain that there are tunnels on either side of that bridge, as it is elevated above you. Yes. Now, Maylene, you look up there, and you do see the bridge. There's no creatures up there that you can discern, but it seems fairly obvious that this was used as a scouting position. Typical as a scouting position. You get the gist that goblins would probably stand up there and watch for intruders and most likely ambush them from this bridge. Though at the moment there doesn't seem to be anyone up there. No, she would have noticed. Nat 20 and all that fun jazz. So, Maylene, where are you trying to see? So, take your mouse and hold to the left mouse button where you're trying to see. Okay. So, as you look that direction, you notice the wow, words are escaping me. The cave kind of curves into what you could only assume to be a larger room, and it does kind of steep downwards. Though you can't really see much beyond the corner. It was. Maylene, as you round the corner, you notice several goblins. They have not yet spotted you. Yes, go ahead and make a stealth check. They haven't seen you yet. Okay. And yeah, no, they don't see you. Okay. Okay. Roll me a persuasion check. Okay. So, you enter in one of these goblins' minds and you warn them that they should probably retreat. And this goblin, not knowing where this sound is coming from, is just, huh? 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 Just looking around like, what the fuck is that? And which goblin specifically were you asking? Okay. So while he doesn't move to retreat, he does move away from the hallway in this direction. Real quick, before we get into this, would you guys like me to take over Gareth's token so that you guys have a fourth member in this combat? With that persuasion check, most likely. You are unlikely to convince the goblins not to fight. You could attempt that. These poor goblins. So unfortunately, no, they do not find you intimidating. Though now they have noticed you. Roll for initiative. Oh, I should probably open up his character sheet. I just roll Gareth's initiative real quick. Alrighty. So, with that, let's see, this goblin can't really tell what's going on. He's way in the back, but so he just kind of moves forward, and that's all he does his turn. This goblin peeks around the rock, and he takes his short bow and he shoots at you, Maylene. And the poor goblin's bowstring snaps as he pulls it back from wear and tears. It's just, yeah, crap. So yeah, this poor goblin no longer has a bow. The other goblin, way in the back here, you just kind of see him disappear behind the staircase. Faintly in the back, but you see him disappear. And that will bring us to Garrett's turn. Gareth is fond of explodifying goblins. The aggressive barbarian. And he misses his attack. That will bring us to Jaren's turn. Okay. That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. Alright. Anything else on your turn? Alright. Like 20 feet. You could. Yes. Yes. Maylene, it is now your turn. You gonna attack that guy? What are you attacking him with? The crossbow? So unfortunately, your crossbow bolt just whizzes past his head. Anything else for your turn? What was that? Well, you still have movement. You could also, if you have anything that uses a bonus action, you could use that as well. Okay. You want to try and intimidate them again? Okay. Go ahead and roll intimidation. That's a very good intimidation roll. And you see this goblin, he just he backs up for just a second before realizing, wait a second, we've got the same numbers as you. And he stands up, and he's relying on his strength in numbers to bolster his confidence. Speaking of that goblin, it is now his turn. He didn't much like getting hit with a dart. So, he's taking a swing with the scimitar. And that hits for 3 points of slashing damage. And that will bring us to Glint's turn. Oh boy. You can only target one person with vicious mockery. No. You can only target one person with vicious mockery. Okay. Again, what are you saying to him? This poor goblin. This poor goblin. He hears you say this, and just he's so offended at the fact that he wasn't even the one who snapped his bowstring, and you're offending him about it. And he cripples under the social pressure and just dies. Oh, that's fantastic. Meanwhile, the goblin who so this first goblin now is coming back around and stepping over the dead body of his friend here. He's taking a swing at the giant, scaly, muscly green motherfucker. Sorry, white motherfucker. That's a miss. Meanwhile, this goblin over here, who actually did snap his short bow, is he heard your words and he's a little bit embarrassed about it now. Is he just kind of backs away, like, nah, I'm not getting caught on this one. As he takes a few steps back and that's his turn. And that'll bring us to Gareth, who will attempt again to explodify a goblin with his raw muscles. That hits. That hits. As Gareth just takes his greatsword and just cleaves this goblin into the goblin beneath him, and he also dies. And Jaren, that brings us to your turn. Alrighty. Roll for it. That does not hit. You throw your dart and you mistime the release of the throw and it just flies way over him. Maylene. What happened? No one's dead yet, well, except for a couple goblins. You're gonna cast Booming Blade. Okay, so that requires you attack your target with a melee weapon. Okay. So that means you gotta run up to him and actually hit him with the melee weapon. So go ahead and roll an attack roll. And that unfortunately misses. Anything else for your turn? Okay. Glint, your turn. Alrighty. And that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. As you successfully implant your blade into this poor goblin's gut. I apparently have to find something. That I cannot seem to find. Oh, right, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Anyway. So, he's still alive, alright. So as you guys round the corner and start attacking this thing, this poor goblin, you do notice you see the other goblin who fled earlier, and you can tell he's not alone. Let's reorganize this. Alright. So now continuing on with the turn order. This goblin here, he's gonna pull up and manages to see you, Glint, and he's going to take his short bow and fire it at you. And manages to hit you for 6 piercing damage. Meanwhile, this other goblin doesn't much like being stabbed, and since you made fun of the other guy for snapping the bow that was his that snapped, he's gonna try to take his only weapon left and swing at you with it, and he fortunately misses. Not unfortunately. What's wrong with me? This isn't my other campaign. Anyway. That'll bring us to Gareth's turn, who's going to come over here. And he's going to come down here and just stamp in this goblin right here. And just boom! A nice large thump on the ground. This goblin just turns into a pile of goo. That'll bring us to Jaren's turn. That hits. Roll damage. And you smack this goblin so hard, his head turns around 270 degrees. And he collapses to the ground dead. Okay. And Maylene, your turn. Okay. So you can move just about anywhere in this room here. Or you can make it... Or you can move into the room. Okay. Stealthily. As much as I think stealth has kind of gone out the window here, roll for stealth anyway. Yeah, unfortunately you're not quite as sneaky as you had originally anticipated, as all eyes are on you as you enter this room. Okay, and who are you targeting? Down here? Down here? Okay, so that's a wolf. And you do manage to hit it. And as you do... Ooh. Is that the end of your turn? Okay. And as you hit it, these goblins recognize two very, very dangerous threats. So this one's going to try to run up to Gareth and hit him, because, you know, that's a smart idea. And actually lands the hit for 3 slashing damage. And the second goblin is going to run up to you, Maylene. And we'll put him right here. And that attack misses. One more time. Can you get big like a bear? And in the back, you notice this really tall, hairy creature. It looks something like a goblin that, you know, they fed something to make him like 3 times the size of a goblin and 4 times as hairy. Just rocking out here with a giant morning star in his hand as he walks up to what he believes to be the biggest threat, being Gareth, and takes a swing at Gareth with the morning star. And Gareth manages to back out of the way just in time for this morning star to smack the ground beneath him, piercing the rock. And now it's Wolf Boy's turn, who didn't much like being hit by a Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast. And he attempts to bite at you and misses as he's trying to squeeze between this big bugbear of a boss and a goblin. And Glint, that'll bring us to your turn. Correct. Healing Word is a bonus action. Okay. And you regain 6 hit points. Okay. And no. You go to fire your crossbow, and the bolt, instead of firing out of the crossbow, just kind of compresses itself in the actual crossbow itself. And if you want to be able to fire that again, you'll have to take an action to take it out and reload it. Alrighty. Well, that'll bring us to Gareth's turn. And Gareth, being the big boy barbarian that he is, he's going to spend his bonus action to wage against the machine. I'm about to wage. Alrighty. And why not? He's actually going to expel his breath weapon in the direction of the bugbear. So that bugbear, along with the wolf and goblin behind him, need to make, what is that, Constitution saves? Do-do-do. 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 Alrighty, so ironically, the wolf and the goblin succeeded, but the bugbear did not. So the bugbear takes 8 points of damage, and the others only take 4. Right. And that will bring us to Jeremy's turn. With a staff. Okay. And that does not hit. Alright. Maylene. Ready? Who are you Eldritch Blasting? That guy? Okay, so I am going to have you roll it again. Because it is a ranged attack within 5 feet, they are made at disadvantage. So, roll the attack roll for it again. And we'll just take whichever one is lower. No. Roll an attack roll for it. Okay. So, unfortunately, your Eldritch Blast, because you're casting it at such a close range, he was able to dodge out of the way of it because it's very easy to do that from close range like that. Anything else for your turn? Okay. So as you do that, the goblin you were standing next to swings at you and misses. And the wolf that you were standing next to also bites at you. And that one hits for 7 points of piercing damage. Now, speaking of that goblin, it is his turn now. And his target just ran away. So he's going to take a few steps back and he's going to pull out his short bow and he's going to fire it at Gareth. And he missed because he's a failure of a goblin. And this goblin here is going to take his scimitar and swing it at Gareth. Because Gareth is kind of blocking the entryway here. And also misses because Gareth. Giant bugbear dude standing on the corpse of a goblin takes his morning star and swings it at Gareth because he can, and swings so hard like, he side sweeps his arm so hard that he embeds his Morning Star into the wall next to you, Jiren. Like, it is like 3 inches from your face. But that thing is so embedded in the wall, like, about half of his weapon is actually in the wall. And Ripper here can't really make his way towards the enemies. So he's just gonna chill there. Yeah. Glint, your turn. Yes. Mm-hmm. That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. That is amazing. Okay, so yeah, no. So you level your crossbow. And looking down the sights, you've unjammed your weapon at this point. And see the goblin, and you shoot your crossbow as it flies between heads. As it, like, head seeks for this goblin and just pins him hits him so hard he actually flies back a few feet and just dies. Goblin no longer exists on this plane of existence. Anything else? Nah. Which brings us to Gareth. Ooh, wrong sheet. There we go. Swapping blows with Big Boy. So he's taking his sword, swinging. That hits. For a total of 10 points of damage. That's all he's doing. Jamming. That hits. Roll for damage. And as you take your quarterstaff and use taking advantage of the bugbear's arm being outlaid in front of you, you take your arm and you smack it on your quarterstaff. You smack it on the inside of his elbow, and manage to deal some decent damage there. Ooh, not minus 33, minus 3. There. Okay. Anything else for your turn? Okay. Maylene. Okay. That hits. Or an extra 3 points of force damage as this bolt of force energy just flies out of your hand, weaves around a bit, and just smacks this bugbear. And the force of your Eldritch Blast hitting him actually forces him to release his weapon. So now this bugbear is completely unarmed and is staggering. Ready? And this goblin here pulls out his short bow. Wrong item. Pulls out his short bow and fires it at Gareth. And that hits for 3 piercing damage. And since he's raging, it is reduced down to 2 piercing damage. brings us back to the big boy here himself, who's not looking so hot. He's panting. He's got his arm practically broken. His weapon's embedded in a wall. This guy just says, you know what? Fuck it. And just takes a left hook towards Gareth. Which Gareth easily steps out of the way of. Dog here sees an opening. Is going to come in and try to take a bite at the Dragon Man. No, not the Goblin character. The dog one. There we go. And manages to hit Gareth for a total of 5 piercing damage. Since he's raging, that's only 3 piercing damage. Ooh, and he has to make a strength save. Alright. Gareth is good. And that will bring us to Glint's turn. And that hits. Roll for damage, sir. Alright. And as you shoot this crossbow, you manage to hit him in the face with it. He lets out this loud roar of pain as he's struggling to stay standing. But alas, he is still standing. Alrighty. And now, Gareth here. Let's see if he can end this, shall we? So he takes his sword. And just completely beheads this bugbear. And that will bring us to Jaren's turn. Okay. And that sadly does not hit. So you rush in and try to smack it with your quarterstaff, and obviously it sees you, so it just kind of leaps out of the way of your quarterstaff attack. Maylene, your turn. You want to attack that guy? Okay. Alright, that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. Alrighty. So as you enter this room, crossbow at the ready, you pull it out and shoot at this goblin as you peg it straight in the chest, and it collapses over dead. Come on. There we go. Okay. Anything else for your turn? Alrighty. That'll bring us to the dog's turn. Doggy didn't much like didn't much like being attacked. Especially not with a stick. So he's going to attempt to bite at you, sir. And that is a hit for 8 piercing damage. Eight. Alrighty. We've got a man who bees unconscious. Now it's Glenn's turn. Okay. And that does not hit. So that'll bring us to Gareth's turn, who's going to step in. And he's actually going to grab you, Jaren, and he's going to pull you over this way to get you away from the wolf. As he takes his greatsword and smacks that wolf. Poor wolf is more a pile of fur and blood than he was a wolf now. And you guys are out of initiative. So, real quick, I want to go ahead and make me a death save. Yep. Okay. Would anyone like to try to do something to help him? Well, now you can try to stabilize him using a medicine check. Okay. Alrighty. And with that, Owen, you are stabilized. No more death saves. You are unconscious and you will wake up in 1 to 4 hours. Yes. So every time you get stabilized or get back to 1 HP, then you reset all your saves. I'll just take that off. Yes, sir. Give me just one moment. Okay. Alright. So both of you go ahead and... Okay. Very good, very good. Let's see here. So, looking around, you notice a bunch of captured supplies and provisions, likely from other caravans that these goblins have raided. Let's see. And in here, you, along with the stolen provisions, you find a treasure chest that contains 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, 2 potions of healing, and a jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes, valued at 40 gold pieces. Okay. So, are you gonna feed him a health potion, or are you just gonna make sure it's in his inventory for when he wakes up? Okay, so a health potion is 2d4 plus 2. Yes. Since you're the one drinking it, you're the one rolling it. Slash roll. Gotta make sure you put that slash. There's a space between roll and the numbers, but... There you go. So you regain 7 hit points and are fully conscious. Oh, with the bugbear body? So the bugbear himself wasn't actually carrying a whole lot. He did have his leather armor on him. He actually had a handful of javelins attached to his back that he never got the opportunity to use, and his morning star is still embedded in the wall. Yes, the area you are currently in is considered safe. Yes. Okay. And for surviving this encounter, you all gain 275 XP, which should give you enough to make it to level 2. 350. Right? And so on the page where it asks you for your hit points, I want you guys to just go ahead and take your hit die maximum. Okay? Yeah. So where it says HP for your roll, just take your hit die maximum. So for most of you, it'll be a D8. Maylene, I think yours is a 6. No worries. Oh no. Matthew, just take your hit die maximum. Your hit die maximum should be an 8. Yeah. No, just put in. It's asking how many hit points you're gaining this level. So you'd put in the 8 there. Yeah, let me share real quick. Yeah. So staring at this page right here. So you're still looking at this page, right? Okay, so just go ahead and hit next. And so in order to get your HP maximum dice, just take whatever they have written here, -1 and double it. So like for Garrett's, if I -1, that's 6, and if I double it, that's 12. So he gets 12 HP this level. And then just hit next. Go through whatever it's going to give you. What? Should probably keep that open. Okay. Are you guys having any trouble? Okay. Let me know when you guys are ready to proceed. I'm sorry? False Life is a spell that grants you temporary hit points based on the level of the spell. No, based on the level you cast the spell. Temporary hit points are like extra hit points on top of your on top of your already existing hit points that disappear on a short or long rest. That would be extremely useful to you, yes. So you can here. I think I should actually be able to link the. It would help if I can spell. God damn. Here, I'll just. Can I not just post? Oh, sure, it'd be a butt nugget. Basically, you would get anywhere between 5 and 9 temporary hit points anytime you cast that spell, and since you can cast it at will, it's basically anytime you want. But you can only target yourself with it. Alright. And okay. Nice. Ah, it looks like Jaren finally unlocked cool monk shit. Yeah. Yeah. And I've already gone and adjusted your Eldritch Blast so that it will automatically add your Charisma modifier to the damage. So it's all set, ready to go for you. Lethality. Okay. And with that, do you guys want to try to keep going, or would you rather call it here? Alright, then we shall call it here. Okay. And Alright, and with that,